stockpiling contracts. Scientists at the CDC are implicated through collaborations and publications involving private contracts with Novavax, a company that obtains its, quote, biosimilars through the CDC Influenza Branch Director Ruben O'Donis and Dr. Rick Bright, previously working with Donis at the CDC, now Novavax's Vice President of Global Influenza Programs. Evidence for this conspiracy to commit deadly duplicity in the vaccine industry includes the genetic markers on the novel flu virus now spreading from Mexico to America. The virus is, quote, genetically different from the fully human H1N1 seasonal influenza virus that has been circulating globally for the past few years, end quote, Reuters and government officials say. The new flu virus contains DNA typical to avian, swine, and human viruses, including elements from European and Asian swine viruses. This is a description that is pathognomonic or diagnostic of a virus that came from Robertson's circle of friends. No other group in the world takes H5N1 Asian flu-infected chickens, brings them to Europe, extracts their DNA, combines their proteins with H1N1 viruses from the 1918 Spanish flu isolate, additionally mixes in swine flu genes from pigs, then reverse engineers them to infect humans. The end product that Reuters describes could only end up in Mexico via the United States from Britain in care of the CDC. Ruben Donis and the CDC had to have sent them to Novavax, where Rick Bright's team, now implicated in a conspiracy to commit genocide, the mass killing of people for profit, has some explaining to do.
See through the lies of the fucking swine flu. H1N1 something everyone can construe. It's a biotech, grabbing the fool, let's get the vaccine. But the vaccine injected is poisonous and unclean. But the vaccine injected is poisonous and unclean. But the vaccine injected is poisonous and unclean.
Chemical trails, also known as chemtrails, is completely disturbing and pure evil. There are two types of trails that are left by airplane in the sky. One, contrails or condensation trails, and two, chemtrails. Let's talk about what contrails are. Contrails, or you can call them vapor trails, are visible trails of condensation. Condensation is the change of physical state of aggression of matter from gas into liquid. As airplanes are flying in the sky, water vapor is produced by the exhaust of the plane's engine. The air is cooled, then these particles turn into crystals from the H2O component of jet engine exhaust. When a contrail is formed, it usually disappears after a minute or less, much like your breath does in the winter. Contrails can be seen pretty much every day. They are short and narrow when seen, and they rapidly dissipate about half a mile behind the planes. This is the science of contrails and the facts. They form and then disappear. Contrails form in clean, cold, and dry air. Cold and dry conditions are found in the upper atmosphere. Let's compare contrails to normal cloud formation before we compare to them chemtrails. Clouds. Clouds require two fundamental elements to form, which is particles and moisture. Clouds do not form in clean or dry air. They require particulate matter called condensation nuclei. Example of condensation nuclei is water-absorbent clay minerals like sea salt. This condensation nuclei acts as a platform for condensation to take place, then decreasing surface tension and increasing the size of a droplet. Cooling the air is the most common way for condensation to occur and create clouds. Air can be cooled through contact with a cold surface or by uplift. Contact cooling occurs when air comes in contact with the coolest surface and conduction transfers heat out of the air. It needs a minimum of level humidity, 70% relative humidity. As you can see, cloud formation and contrail formation are totally different from one another. That's because it's totally different circumstances and totally different phenomena. Condensation from an airplane cannot form artificial clouds. Chemtrails, however, also have totally different characteristics. As contrails disappear, chemtrails stay and linger in the sky for hours, forming into artificial clouds. When a chemtrail is sprayed in the sky, they first appear to be contrails. But upon closer observation, they are much thicker and they do not disappear. But even just watching them for 15 minutes already starts to spread. They repeatedly spray into the night, blocking out the moon's light on some nights. It is amazing to me how many people fail to notice the obvious difference between these two types of formations. One disappears and the other forms into artificial clouds, which then continue to fall on the geographical landscape it's sprayed above, and affects the air itself. The only conclusion would be that these mysterious trails are not contrails, but something totally different. Mysterious aircrafts are spraying into the sky all over the world. These aircraft spray materials into the sky 30,000 to 40,000 feet above the Earth's surface. These materials are being sprayed, expand rather than evaporate, and being sprayed commonly on very low levels of relative humidity at 30 to 40%. So now we can also conclude that these artificial cloud formations are not natural clouds and honestly look nothing like regular clouds. This formation of chemtrails cannot be achieved with water vapor alone. Examination of these formations is clearly seen that they are solid and it is not water vapor. These chemtrails do indeed have an effect on the planet and the life that dwells on it. Operations are being conducted by secret governments and it is affecting your life and everyone else's around you. All of these chemical spraying have turned our beautiful blue sky to white. It is very rare to see a nice clear sky nowadays, and we are facing the consequences that have been put forth from these evil people. The solid materials are now in the sky constantly, so we see no more. This is the air we breathe on a daily basis and is affecting our health whether you're aware of it or not. What is in these chemical sprays and what were the tests to figure it out? Scientific, physical, observational, and analytic methods have been used to measure the alteration of the atmosphere. They were conducted with very limited resources and equipment. The methods of tracing these chemicals was never challenged by the authority or acknowledged of its existence. The methods and results of all testing procedures is available to anyone at www.carnicom.com. First point. Traces of aluminum have been found, which is the cause of Alzheimer's. Next point. Traces of barium have been found in the air, and when ingested, it knocks all the potassium out of your body, which can cause muscle weakness and heart problems. Next point. Traces of magnesium have been found in the air. When magnesium and aluminum are combined, it creates blood clots within the body. That's why there is an epidemic for blood clots. Next point. Water samples have been taken to be distilled to concentrate any metallic particles. Metallic-based materials were present upon observation. Next point. A study of pH, acid level of the rain has been conducted. Highly unusual results have been present. Acid rain is not good for the environment and ecosystem. Next point. Telephotography has been used as a method to capture the planes while they are in operation of spraying. Telephotography, or telephoto, is a photo that is captured by using a lens designed to make a distant object appear large. Upon close examination, one can see that the spraying of the aircraft is not even coming out of the engine most times, concluding that it's not contrail formation. Next point. HEPA, high efficiency particulate air filter, can be purchased for $15 by anyone. It has been used to filter the outdoor air and has filtered out unusual filaments, gel formations, crystals, and powders, which contain unnatural biological components. Next point. Particulate materials have been filmed in the sky using simple methods by citizens. These methods include the corona of the sun and powerful lamps, which provide evidence of the substantial changes that is occurring in the atmosphere. Next point. Unusual filament samples have been collected in a variety of different places. This sample appears as a spider web material, but these